Guys, welcome to All We Know About. I'm Kevin.
I'm Andy.
And today we're talking about Black Ops.
Black Ops 3.
Finally, Black Ops 3.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
1 and 2 have already come out.
Sorry, what did they come out last year and the year before?
Probably.
Good day. Right, I'm not a massive fan, but you said that this one looks quite good.
So, I'm quite sceptical normally about Black Ops game. Not just Black Ops, I'm quite sceptical about Call of Duty because I felt like they've just kind of, they haven't really modernised, they've just followed the same fucking idea for a very long time. Their campaigns have got progressively worse. However, upon doing my research into Black Ops 3, there is a small amount of improvement. I'm not going to go ahead and say that it's better than, other games that are coming out now, but obviously the campaign that...
How you say that? Most anticipated game of 2015.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, not Fallout 4.
Fallout 4. Fallout 4 should be way more
I'm sitting here with this game, I'm like, will I get it? Maybe, maybe not. I've spent £470 on Fallout, and I'm going to digitally download it because I want to play it at midnight on the 10th in the morning. I'm not waiting until the delivery. I've got to play it.
If you take out the 14-year-old boys that are screaming over mics because they love Call of Duty, and you take out the 46-year-old men that play it because of the little boys that play Call of Duty, then the amount of people left over isn't actually that many.
Everybody over a certain age playing Call of Duty is a paedophile.
I'm not going to say
that. My girlfriend's got a friend who met her boyfriend on Call of Duty. They've been together for 4 years.
Really? That's adorable.
No, it's not.
That is adorable.
No.
Anyway, I'm going to get straight to facts then.
I'd say more, but you never know.
Okay.
I might hear this.
Right, so first thing to start off with is obviously the specs and stuff. The full specs are...
They look like they met each other playing Call of Duty. Do you know what that means?
Should I just go now?
What?
Just leave. You look like you're having your own little one-to-one with Mike.
They really are.
Okay,
So
so...
I don't insult ugly people. I like to think of myself as alright.
That's one table.
I'm not bad looking, right? I like to think I'm alright. No? Well, they look inbred.
Good dodge. Right. Okay. Gonna get onto this. Alright, so once again, Call of Duty is using the IW engine, just a modified version.
It's the Infinity Ward engine.
Yes, it's been using that engine since Call of Duty 2. That's when it was first introduced. It's been used for most Call of Duty games other than a few. I don't believe Ghost used it. Anyway, it's continuously modified. The engine they're using specifically in terms of the IW one is the same one they use for Black Ops 2, but heavily modified, as quoted. So we're going to get the same sort of visuals. I mean, you can see from this picture here, again, modernised graphics, but still pretty samey. Do you know what I mean?
Would you do her if she was rendered exactly like that?
Nah.
Why not?
Because she looks fuck ugly.
It's not that bad.
She's pretty ugly.
Right?
Nah. She looks fuck. So she looks like she's been beaten.
Above your standards.
Yeah, she is, but that's besides the point.
I like them looking like they've been
Jesus.
I like a victim. What can I say?
Yeah, so it's the same sort of graphics. I mean, you can see they've improved it, but it's just that sort of texture you can tell is the same with every Call of Duty.
Do you ever wonder how many female soldiers actually wear eyeliner?
Can you fucking pay attention for 10 seconds?
It's not really a soldier thing, is it?
But it's a game.
Soldiers wear eyeliner in the game.
Oh, right. Fucking.
I can agree with like plasma rifles and exosuits, but a female soldier wearing eyeliner, like anyone would put up with that shit.
Fucking. You're an idiot. Right.
It's a logical suggestion. Right, fuck you. Go on, continue. Right. I don't know much about
same sort of texture. Yeah, you can see it's not really changing that much. It's been the same.
It does look good. The oil on the skin, that looks quite good.
Yeah, the oil on the skin has always been good with the IW engine. You can, I mean, in Call of Duty 5 with when I was playing as the Russians, I noticed when you get like some close one-on-one with some of the Russian soldiers, they got some oil on the face. But
I can't remember that.
They're dirty people.
What are you saying?
Russian soldiers, because they've been fighting a heroic war for many years.
Against what, the Americans? So you're saying the Americans?
No, against the Germans.
No, I'm saying in this.
Oh. No. I don't know who the bad guys are in this. It's not really a country. Moving on.
Is there aliens or?
No, it's just like an organisation.
So we don't know who we're fighting against?
No, not specifically. I'll explain the storyline in a minute. Okay, so basically this is a dystopic future, right? So it's overpolluted, war-torn, there's climate change, resources are running out, poverty. It's a massively dystopic future.
Sorry.
Fucking just leave. Just leave.
I thought you were going to leave.
Fucking, I was like, yeah.
With the mic.
Right, why don't we both leave?
Okay. No, we've got a job to do. Okay.
Right. So it's dystopic future. It's pretty badly looking. It's not gonna. So basically, they're doing a darker environment, which actually brings me on to my next point, which is darker storyline. This is something they've boasted and something they've said is much more in place now than previous Call of Duty games. It's very dark. It's very cynical. So just as well as the fact that there's this dystopic future going on, there's also the people in it are very, very evil.
Can you see the explosion?
Yeah.
Right. It's that guy hanging upside down.
Yeah.
With one leg. If you've already cut his leg off, He's already probably bled and dead out. Like, why are you hanging him?
Because it's obvious they're not hanging him to kill him. They're obviously.
Well, this guy's hung by the neck.
No, they're hanging him to parade him. Look at that dude with his arms straight out.
That dude? Well, when they crucified you, he used to dive.
They did not kill him like that.
No, but I don't think they could have. Oh, well, you wouldn't. You'd leave him too long. So this guy's straight out of Star Trek. He's going to be amazing.
So basically, the storyline is set in 2065. You play in this. Basically, you're part of a squad of genetically engineered super soldiers.
2065 still can't cube blindness.
You know. Genetically engineered super soldiers, right?
I'm just going to derail you. So carry on. No, but so I'm kind of excited about it. So yeah.
So it's genetically engineered super soldiers. 2065. You're working with a squad of those. They've got like neural enhancements that allow them to activate a certain amount of abilities, which we'll get onto in a minute. So as well as that, there is also that's it. So the main thing that your squad is trying to work out at the start of the game, basically their mission at the start, their objective, is to find a missing CIA operative, because apparently that's still around. Apparently they're still there. You're trying to find a missing CIA operative, and at the same time trying to uncover the reasons behind a large amount of US data, military data, being stolen. That seems to be the setup. So, data being stolen, missing CIA officer, I'd imagine those two are related.
I was going to say, do you think the CIA stole it?
Yeah, it would make sense, wouldn't it?
As I say this, it's just like, right, get his email.
Humans, or certain humans now, elite ones, can have certain augmentations to their body. I presume they give the augmentations to all trained soldiers.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and as well as that, there is going to be, and this is quite a cool thing, 4-player co-op. Yeah?
Campaign.
Yeah, so the campaign is going to feature 4-player co-op. Now, what's interesting about that is that Treyarch have emphasised that 4-player co-op is actually not just a feature, but actually quite important if you want to truly play through the game. Now, I think that's quite cool, because basically they're boasting teamwork, and they're also saying that, because basically in the game there are customisable loadouts, which I'll mention.
Have you seen much of the campaign gameplay?
Yes.
With like lots of the electric stuff and everything like that?
Yeah.
I think it's like, it's going to be completely different every time you play it. It's not going to be completely different.
Well, they're boasting. They're saying that you have to play it through several times to fully understand it. But I think, like with Black Ops 2, it's all going to be very similar, because they said that there were different options at the end. They were all really crap endings.
It's like, but then they're like, by the way, there's 4-player co-op, and you're like, by the way, games have been doing that for 15 fucking years.
It's like there was a bad guy that wasn't really that cool of a bad guy, and you can kill him or not kill him, and then
some of them were quite cool.
No, but the main bad guy in Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 was.
And then he can either escape or not escape, and kill your dad or not kill your dad.
Well, in Black Ops 1 was the one in Vietnam, wasn't it?
Yes.
I half enjoyed that.
Please allow me to...
Sympathy of the Devil, I could talk.
Yep.
It was for half the reason. But some of the cameras are really good. Like, apparently they're all like tied together. There's actually quite an in-depth story.
I fully understand the story. Call of Duty... so World at War, Black Ops 2, and presumably Black Ops 3, their storyline does all have some basic pretense. So, for example, Zakhaev from from World at War
taught Makarov, didn't they?
Yeah, he features in Black Ops 1, and then in Black Ops 2, the person you play as in Black Ops 1 is the father of the person you play as in Black Ops 2. So there's going to be some sort of association. This is now obviously 100 years after the Vietnam War, or 100 years after the Vietnam War started for the Americans, really. 2065, so yeah, that's when US troops started to properly deploy, like as in big numbers, 1965, to protect air bases. I'm getting this into a history lesson, so we'll move on. So the 4-player, the 4-player co-op. It's quite a cool idea. They're all going to work together. This is the first time co-op campaign has been in any Call of Duty game since World at War.
So do you have like classes like medic, support?
Well, actually, that's similar to the multiplayer. But with the campaign, what there's going to be is you can customize, similar to Black Ops 2. You can customize your loadout. And there's lots of different features you can have in your loadout. The one in the last
campaign is actually quite cool.
Yeah. And what you can do is there's lots of other features that I'll mention in a minute you can now apply, which all include these augmentations. You can apply those, and then your team, all 4 of you, each with different things, can work as a full unit.
Am I thinking of the right game where between each mission you go back to your like safe house? And
in Black Ops 2 you can. In Black Ops 2 at the start of each mission you get to choose a loadout.
No, so you'd be like in this. I think you're like in a safe house with your friends.
There are safe houses in this.
Yeah, and you're like chilling out, picking your load out before each mission, and then like
at the start of each mission, you're in a safe house. You choose what sort of weapons you want. If you're with 3 other players or friends of yours co-op playing, they can do the same.
Yeah, with their bunkers up there.
You can then. You can then. It's pretty cool. You can then all chat, organise what stuff you want. So you say you've got, say for example, you would be heavy weapons, so you'd be lobbing in grenades, heavy machine gun, whereas I sneak behind, snipe a few. That's pretty cool. I'll give them that. That is pretty solid. Now, normally I would complain about how they emphasise that the game can't be played unless you've got friends to play it with, like with this campaign. But with Call of Duty, it's safe to say there's always going to be people you can play with. Yeah.
But they're not going to. Also, they're not going to say as well. You can't play this on your own.
No,
because people are like, oh.
They haven't said you can't play on your own. They just said you can't fully experience the storyline. However, it shouldn't be an issue because there is a hell of a lot of people playing Call of Duty, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Moving on from that, also there are now robots in the game. That's what I was going to say. Robot soldiers.
Like Titanfall.
Yeah, but they're like the smaller ones in Titanfall, and they fight with enemies. And for you as well, you can take control of them for your powers and stuff.
Hack them, can't you?
Yeah, you can hack them. It's one of the abilities. I'll mention that later.
I kind of want to get this game. I think I'll probably get it like December.
I was going to get it just for zombies anyway.
I think December will be a good time. It'll be a bit cheaper.
Yeah, I think so. Well, you're saying that.
It won't be, I'll digitally download it, so it won't be.
GTA 5's been the same price and it came out like 3 years
ago.
ago.
You say that, they offered GTA 5 for like £38.
That was only with a deal at one point, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you want to wait for your deals.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Anyway, so one of the new features on single player is the tactical abilities that you can have. So you have 2 tactical abilities. One is DNI, which is this, which basically allows you to scope out the environment. So what it does is it detects every single enemy type, or in your area anyway, enemy type, and also locates hostile weapons. So this red area here is a grenade that's just landed. So it lets you all see it in that kind of vision. Now this is very cool because if you're playing 4-player, you and your teammates, one person can observe the battlefield from a point while 3 of you go in on foot, and you'll be able to see what they see. In terms of this,
I've got to say, this like ammo belt here looks pretty sexy.
Yeah, it
with
does.
like the canvas wrap.
Yeah, it's got a protective thing.
Yeah, with a little strap on it as well. It makes it like easy to hold.
In real life, that would cause some problems, but in a game,
with the bullet jamming as it goes through the canvas thing.
Yeah, and also it's those bullets. As they're going through there's a much higher chance they're going to get caught on something, which you don't really.
I imagine this is just a thing a sleeve that goes over the top of it. It's obviously not attached.
No, but it can still get caught, I'd imagine.
Yeah, depends what's lined on the inside. We're in 2065.
It's true.
Yeah.
It could be a whole new material that we don't know about.
Could be magnetically repulsed away from the bullet.
It really could be.
It could be.
That'd be very cool.
I don't see the point of it. Let's do it on your bullets so they don't jam. Maybe.
Would make sense.
If you've got like more high tech guns, more bits moving, easier to jam.
Fair point.
There's stoppage.
That's a good point. Yeah. So obviously you got that gun and you can detect things. It's good because, for example, one of your players. Like one of your kart players could be on a hill, they observe down, see the players, and then the people on the ground can now also see the marks as well. So that's just cool.
Marking enemies has always been a nice little.
Yeah. The second of the tactical abilities is enhanced vision, which is in the game. There's going to be a lot of areas where it's pitch black, and this vision gives you kind of like a sonar pulse that lets you see buildings and friends and foe. Yeah.
Do you play GoldenEye?
Yes.
You like see people through the walls and shoot.
That's very cool.
Is it the golden gun you could shoot through?
Golden gun was a one.
And the rail gun you could shoot through walls.
I remember the railgun.
I remember the
railgun.
That's a good game.
Yeah, it was a very good game.
I don't know the Wii. Not on the Wii, the GameCube.
Yeah, GameCube.
Do you know what I've always loved about Call of Duty, actually, at the start? Is you get the hit mark when you hit someone?
Yes.
So I'd play games after that where they don't do hit mark because you have no idea if you're hitting them or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you don't, from the points card at the time if you killed them. If you play it on like a hardcore game,
you
still get the hit marker, but it doesn't give you the points.
That's cool. That's very, very cool.
I actually. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good.
Also, another thing then that you can now do is the options. Oh yeah, that's it. You can have 2 tactical ribs. 2 tactical ribs. Yeah. Fucking.
Maybe have an extra one.
2 tactical rigs. Now, tactical rigs are these. There's multiple ones for you to choose from. You choose 2 of them, a maximum of 2 of them. You equip them, and then you can utilize them. Now, that's pretty cool. There's multiple different variety. All the options of what can be chosen that we know of so far are going to be listed on the website, so check those out. The one example I've brought with me here is Copycat, which basically means now in the campaign you can't just pick up an enemy's gun. You cannot just, if you go up to an enemy's gun, because we're in the future, their guns are like biofused, so it has to be a specific user, right?
Is it like in James Bond, where he's got that gun?
Yeah, the gun that only he can use.
Is that a Glock? Is that a Glock? I can't remember.
No, it's older than a Glock. It's a little 9. I know Glock's a 9mm, but it's smaller. I'll show you the pistol afterwards. I know what one it is.
You're going to see Spectre, by the way.
Yeah, it's going to be sick. Spectre is going to be fucking awesome. It's got Christoph Waltz as the bad guy as well.
From the guy from Django.
Django!
It's great. I'll tell you,
Go.
Was it Quantum of Solace? No, it wasn't Quantum of Solace. It's Skyfall with, what's his name?
Oh, the guy who's from No Country for Old Men.
I love that.
He's awesome. Yeah, he played a scary bad guy.
Yeah, and that pulls his teeth out.
So I think Christoph Waltz is going to be creepier because the idea is that he's he is the the illustrator of all the things that have gone wrong for James Bond in the last 3 films.
That's quite cool.
Yeah, he's actually been at the top the whole time.
That was the Spectre. It's just like invisible.
Yeah,
nice.
So it's pretty cool. So yeah, moving on. So the copycat allows you to actually pick up enemy weapons,
which is like how Call of Duty used to have. So if somebody was kicking the shit out of you,
yeah,
you have to kill streak copycat.
Yeah.
So you could like basically use their class.
Yeah.
So does it just pick up any weapons or like an enemy weapon on the floor?
No, so copycat means you can use any weapon on the field. So you know how in every other Call of Duty you've been able to go up to a dead body and pick up a gun.
Yeah.
With that ability, you can now do that.
So I would imagine that for that to work well, so with not having copycat,
Yeah.
you'd have more ammo.
Yes. So you'd want something that would allow you to pick up more ammo, which I think is an option somewhere. So that's really cool. Then what you've got is one of the coolest features that people are talking about all the time, which is cybercore enhancements, right? These are the main things that you can, in the storyline, that are given to your person, right? So cybercore enhancements, it's broken into 3 wheels. 3 wheels that you can choose one of the wheels from. Each wheel has 6 different powers. You level up and power them up and upgrade and like unlock the different ones, right? So I don't believe you can have all 6 at the start, and also you can like upgrade them. So 3 different sections are, I've got them listed here. Control, with the quote being, control turns the tables against your robotic enemies. The example is search, which is basically you can, I believe it's, you punch, or do you punch? I can't remember. Either way, you cause one of the robots to surge, and if there are other robots around it, it causes them all to surge and blow up. So it completely fucks up robot enemies. Not all enemies are robots, which is why there are also ones for humans. So that's the one example there for control. The next one is martial. And the description for martial is expedite the battle with some quick and stealthy attacks. Now, in this one I saw there was invisibility, a few other powers. Invisibility looked really cool, actually. The power I've got shown here is takedown, which is essentially a powerful electronic punch, and it will, it will render machines and humans alike down. It will completely upgrade the melee.
You're completely well with this. I've been thinking about this. When you expedite something, like expedite a criminal, if you like remove him, you give him back to like Sweden or whatever.
I thought it was a weird word for them to use, but that's the word they used.
Expedite the battle.
Not even joking. That is exactly what they used.
So it can be like someone's been out of context, but you're actually removing the battle from the situation. You're giving it back to Sweden.
So it's not even a battle anymore. It's like I put these on, battle gone.
Yeah.
They're back.
Disappear.
Won a war. So there's 6 options for each one. There's a wheel. It's quite cool. You select the power. Chaos is the last one. I think this is the coolest one. So Chaos is a set of abilities that are designed to throw the enemy into a total state of confusion. Now the example we're looking at here is Swarm, which I think is the coolest one. So Swarm, you release a load of nano insects that fly around, fly around a human and set them on fire.
Do you remember in World War II? Do you remember when in World War II they used to train dogs, I think World War II or World War One, train dogs to run up to tanks with their bombs on their backs and blow
Probably
them up.
World War II.
Yeah, they trained them to do that, but they trained them on the English tanks. So the German, so obviously in the battlefield, then the English dogs ran up to the tanks and blew them up. How do these know who's who?
They've got AI, artificial intelligence. They're little robot bugs. They know what's going on.
Then if they're AI, then they're like, we kill these people, but why are we working for these other humans?
Why
don't we start a hive?
What you do when you activate them is the hive of fireflies follows you, and when they detect enemies, they go and run around and set them on fire.
Are you their queen?
Protect your queen.
Protect your queen.
Protect your... We're not allowed to talk about Game of Thrones anymore. That was awkward. If you like Game of Thrones and haven't finished it, don't watch the Doom video.
Dude up here at the top left.
Oh, he's going to get
there. He's having
No, it's fine. It's fine.
One of the nanobots has seen him. It's on his way. Just one though.
Just one individual one just goes into the flies of his trousers. No!
Sets his groin on fire. At least we don't have to shave anymore.
Jesus. Also, I've already mentioned that players can customise loadouts, which I think is really cool. They did it in Black Ops 2. They've just upped the game now. Obviously, you can choose more wheels, stuff like that. So you can really, 4 of you with all these different options, you can really utilise all powers, which I think is pretty cool.
What I've got to say is these guns so far look pretty badass.
Yeah, the guns ultimately, they're I listened to them firing as well. They're pretty cool. They haven't got as powerful of a gun noise as some of the guns did in Call of Duty based around modern time, because they've tried to reinvent futuristic sounds. They're alright though. They're satisfying.
Do they ever actually record guns for games? I imagine they would.
They record real guns being fired for most games. How do you not know that?
It'd be a hard thing to record though.
Even Halo guns, as in all human Halo guns are recorded with real guns.
You feel like an idiot then. It's alright. Don't worry. Prick.
Fucking
but no, it's quite loud though. It's just like guns, what, like?
Guns incredibly loud.
120 decibels.
Yeah, but if you record a gun with a camera or a microphone, it never comes out as loud on speakers.
That's what I'm saying. It never sounds quite right because it's so loud. It like misses out the tones of it.
Yeah,
you have to get some like proper specialised equipment.
Yeah,
I suppose they would have just
probably
done that.
would.
Yeah.
Or then again, they might like the slight difference the sound makes because obviously there are a lot of different gun sounds across all games.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. One thing I forgot to mention: there is a hardcore mode, which you have 1 point of health, which means a bullet coming through the wall, a bit of literally on being on the cusp of an explosion, something hitting you, anything that causes minor damage will kill you.
I was about to say that was cool. I think it should be 10 points because like when you're saying like they're on the cusp of an explosion.
Yeah.
Like I like
one bullet hits you.
I like a bit of realism in games. Like, truthfully, if a bullet hit you, you're probably not getting back up. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's the idea. If one bullet hits you, you're down.
But if like a little bit of straight glass from like a blown up window,
that's true.
You're going to drop down dead. Or
it's
if you're,
it sounds to me like rather than do intelligent damage where like how Battlefield has started to, whereas certain areas do more damage than others, they've kind of just gone right low health. It's quite a childish way of doing it.
Well, yeah, I think it's meant to be just like, give this a go, mate. Good luck. You know, like basically don't get hit.
I suppose if you're working with 3 other people, you've all got these powers coordinated. You could kill everyone before they get a shot out.
Not only that, one guy drops, you can just bring him back up.
Yeah, there is actually that's an ability. You can get revived as usual, but one of the tactical abilities is that you can bring yourself back to life, which I think is quite cool. The final point I wanted to talk about, which was on the trailer, the storyline trailer, it shows. I don't know if you've noticed this before. Black Ops 1 and 2 are known for flashbacks to World War 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've both had. I believe they both had. All right. Well, Black Ops 1 had flashbacks to World War 2, and I think Black Ops 2 had flashbacks to Vietnam. They like their flashbacks anyway. So in Black Ops 3, this is at the end of the trailer. That's either a king tiger or this is World War 2. That's either a king tiger or a panther. So there is clearly a flashback to World War II. Also, when it zooms out, you're in some form of church. I don't know what to make of that.
Who's lived 100 years? Like 120 years since World War II?
It's more than that. 100.
No, from.
Oh, I see. The war would have ended 120 years before. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Who's having those flashbacks?
It's very strange, isn't it?
Is there going to be like Nazi involvement? Is it going to be like break off? Is it going to be like break off Nazi technology?
Could be very cool. That could.
Do you know what would be really cool?
Go on.
If it was actually like World at War II.
Or if
it was like someone survived, one of the Nazis, and you know how they always have the rumours about Nazi technology like that.
Yeah.
Oh, they invented like anti-gravity machines. Nice idea, but like so you got some like Nazi scientists who's like old as shit, and you've got to have flashbacks back into World War II to defeat him.
Or if it's Zagayev from Modern Warfare, and he's back again.
He's not German.
No, he's Russian. Mm-hmm. He brought the past with him.
The Russian scientists aren't going to do that.
No
offence to the Russians. In all honesty, the Russian scientists.
We didn't do any better. It's all about the German scientists.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's where it is. You go in and you steal them, and they go and do your space program.
I mean, look at that tank. No one had anything like that in World War II.
You think like look at the V2.
Yeah.
We have this conversation a lot.
Yeah, we were.
Like, the first time a V2 falls down, people think God's decided to join the Earth. Like, the whole block's disappeared. You know, like
I like
there's a hole in the ground.
I would like it if this is just quite simply. It's year 2065. Everything's falling apart. There's robots everywhere. They're like, how do we deal with this? It's simple. Tiger tank from World War II. Germans come rolling in.
YOLO.
Hitler's in the tank as well.
Was that alleged Nazi Zombies level 2050 when there's a Hitler pop up out of nowhere?
We just tell the robots that we just tell Hitler that robots are Jews. He just goes in and wipes them out.
Always got to make it about race, haven't you?
I do.
Actually,
Judaism is a religion, not a race. The race annotations come from the fact that in order to be Jewish, you must be Jewish.
Anti-Semitic.
I'm smarter than you. Unless we're talking about science.
I really wouldn't go that far.
Really? Unless we're talking about science. Unless we're talking about science.
Yeah, unless we're talking about science.
Science, you're smart. Everything else, I'm smart. You can't even say science.
That's right. I can do science. I'm not going to have a debate whether or not I'm smarter than you on this thing, but I absolutely am. We can just agree to disagree for now.
We're both smart.
No, we're not. None of us is smart.
Yeah, right,
the other one just dribbles when I'm there. Sits in the room, powers off, and just drools on his top.
It's true. There's actually a bowl of ice cream above the screen, keeping me interested.
It's right above the camera, so you've got the right eye line. But you know when you see like a dog on like a video and its eyes are slightly above the camera, because that's where the treat is. Yeah, that's you.
That's brilliant.
You. Sorry, yeah, Karen Call of Duty. Yeah, dumb shit.
Yeah, so it seems like there's going to be some sort of flashback. Maybe it's because something going on in the future. I mean, there's CIA relations. Maybe something going on in the future is linked to something in the past, and you talk to someone whose dad was in the war.
Wasn't the CIA made just before World War II?
No, it's made after it finished. It basically
you're right.
the prelude to the CIA was the OSS, which was in World War II, and then the CIA was made in 47, 48, 49, something like that.
So they like the look of MI5. I thought it was a good idea. It was like completely based on MI5.
Yeah, MI5 had been around for quite a while as well, and MI6.
I told you about Cummings, didn't I? The first guy from MI5 who used to like gets penknife and stab himself in his fake wooden leg to try and gross out like new interviewees. They didn't finish; they were in. That was like their only requirement.
I told you this. You know the imitation game,
yeah.
The one about the thingy code. So in it, a bloke turns up and he goes, "So at this point, MI6 in the world is like no one knows that MI6 is around as well. Right. But no one knows MI6 exists at that point." So this guy walks in and he goes, "This gentleman's from MI6," and these mathematicians go, "But there's no grade above MI5," and the MI6 bloke just goes, "Good lad." Just goes, "There's a good lad."
I still need to watch that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Look like a game,
yeah, so this is really cool. So they've got a whole German tank going on.
I can't see the
very cool flashback. Can they not?
No, I've designed it.
Woo! Okay.
I didn't even move it.
You can't see the cursor.
She just joked.
Oh. Yeah, so that is all we know about the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 campaign. We'll be talking about the storyline in a separate podcast and the zombies in a separate podcast, all of which will be with notes on the website. I'm Andy.
Come find it. And I've been Kevin. It's been a pleasure.
See you later, guys.
Ta-ra.